beautiful people? It's Victoria Grant here, personal development coach and author. And for all of my returning viewers and subscribers, it's so nice to see you back, so thank you. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to Victory Granted TV, a place for motivation and inspiration. So today's topic is all about self-love and what I believe it means to truly fall in love with yourself. And I'll be giving you the top major steps to take if you're struggling in the area of self-love, or maybe you've started a self-love journey and just wanted to stay on track. Now, for those of you who are familiar with my channel and my story, you know that I've had to overcome some barriers in my own life, okay? Including depression, infertility, a weed addiction, poor financial literacy, and debt, and so on. And I know that for me, when I became faced with all of these challenges, the first one was depression. I knew that something had to change, and even though I didn't know it back then, I wholeheartedly know it now that it had to start with me loving myself. The life that I was living, even though some may just see it as being young and carefree at the time, it was unhealthy, and the kind of fake fun that I was having, right, was short-lived. So even though from the outside looking in, it may have seemed like I was having a blast, I was in pain. I wasn't where I wanted to be mentally, financially, or even physically. And to be honest, because of the lifestyle I was keeping up, most of the time, I'm pretty sure my spirit had left the building. My guides, my protectors, 100%, they were always there, okay? But until I decided to get still and understand that I was the only one responsible for manifesting a life that I preferred, instead of the one that I was on a cycle repeating, and then yeah, my spiritual points were out the window. Now, the first thing I did, which I believe is always recommended as a first step to evolving past any current situation, is to actually realize that you are where you don't want to be, and to admit that you've got yourself there. Now, this declaration will empower you, I promise, okay, to be able to take control and start the self-love journey, guys. So it's super important that you start there. No one outside of yourself is responsible for how you make yourself feel, right? No matter what life brings your way, you're always in control of what meaning you give things and how you react to things and your attitude, okay? So begin to set your tempo from the minute you wake up in the morning, the minute you open your eyes. Instead of drudging up painful memories of yesterday or yesteryear or history, start your day upbeat and positive. Smile and just know that everything that happens in your day holds a lesson and a blessing, okay? Be excited for the ups and the downs, and see challenges that you encounter as just another chance to get better at staying centered instead of becoming reactive. Now, the next step in your self-love journey, once you've taken conscious control, is to be focused on self-care. Really love yourself means to take care of yourself, right? If you imagine like a small baby, for instance, and the unconditional love that it gets from all of us, even when it's burping and puking and crapping all over the place, there's something about that sweet little innocent being that just makes all of us want to melt and, you know, just be protective over it and care for it. And you should not be treating yourself any different. In the eyes of your creator, you are perfection. Like, you are just like that newborn baby. And no matter what you do, you're loved, you're cared for, you're protected, you're guided, you're favored, okay? You're blessed. Just because you might not be exactly where you think you should be right now, doesn't mean that you should beat yourself up and belittle yourself daily. You are exactly where your past thoughts, beliefs, and actions brought you. And if you don't like that place, then you have got the power to just start changing the thoughts, beliefs, and actions so that they can align with the place that you prefer to be, right? Look at your lifestyle, what you're keeping up with, and who you're hanging around with. Like, what are your habits or addictions, if you have any? Are they adding to, or are they taking away from your self-care? I'm guessing that you wouldn't give a newborn baby a bottle filled with alcohol, or let them smoke cigarettes or other substances, right? Or to be abused verbally or even physically by someone. But you might be okay with doing these harmful activities to yourself. Self-care is about taking the time you need to focus on what is serving you, and If it's no longer healthy, whatever it is, let it go. Being on a self-love journey means taking action, like even small steps each day to become aware and conscious so that you can constantly analyze and eliminate things from your life that have been holding you back. Care about the company you keep, care about the places that you go. Some of these outdated friendships and environments are triggers, okay? All they're going to do is make you behave in ways that are not conducive with the image that you have for yourself in your mind. You don't need anyone to validate you when you are in love with yourself, and alone time feels so good. It feels so much better than being in a destructive or disruptive place. I remember when I was young and all I wanted to do was fit in, be liked, have fun, but it came at a cost. And while I was busy trying to impress other people, I forgot to impress myself. So take care of you. Look after your mind, your body, your things. All right. So the next step to self-love has to be self-worth. Now for me, I understand that my self-worth comes from me being born, because by being here on this planet at this time, I know it must be for a reason. And the reason that I believe is to experience as much as I can of myself. And the only way to do this is to become the highest expression, the fullest expression of myself, right? I don't want to be on my deathbed one day pondering and wondering what could have been, or having regrets because I was just way too scared to take a leap of faith in the direction that I'd always wanted to go. And I think that it's the same for all of us. Like, you were born to be great. You were born to be amazing, not mediocre. You have got every gift inside of you that you need already to, accomplish that greatness. But it's for you to now know how valuable you are and that you bring something amazing and wonderful to the planet. We're all superstars, and so don't feel like you're here to watch and admire other people's journeys and that they're more worthy than you are, or, they deserve greatness and abundance and you don't. It's not for the selective few, guys. There is an infinite field of potential out here, and you have as much birthright to enjoy all of the blessings in life as anyone else. I always say that you're the lead and superstar in the production of your life, okay? Everyone else is simply an extra. The more time that you spend focusing on someone else's path and what they're doing, whether it's a TV celebrity, sports person, sports team, or whatever, then the less time you have to give yourself to focus on bringing your value to the table. Everything you see on TV, everything you hear on the news, the radio, even social media is for entertainment purposes, right? And it should be taken so lightly and in small doses. Otherwise, these images and these narratives easily become distractions and take away from your own sense of self-worth. They're not called programs for no reason, okay? Anything you let constantly into your brain will start to feed you messages for who you should be and what you should be doing and where you should be going and so on. So tune any extra noise out that's not aligned with your purpose. Focus on your own value and take action on the things that are ultimately going to get you where you want to be. Know your worth. Add tax, add VAT, add interest. All right? So the last thing that I want to speak on when it comes to loving yourself fully is that you have to have self-confidence. Okay? If you're constantly doubting yourself, either by analyzing or overthinking, then you're lacking self-belief, otherwise known as self-confidence. If you want to show yourself love, then you have to agree that you are worthy and deserving of everything wonderful that you desire to be, to do, to have. You need to walk with an air of grace that lets you and other people know that you've entered the building, okay? Know that you're self-assured and that you're 100%, 1000% confident in your ability to make what you want happen. Self-love is really all about showing yourself ratings, right, guys? Not needing to wait for someone else's approval or validation, or, wondering whether or not they think you're good enough. Believe in yourself. That's all that counts. And it's not about being arrogant or egotistical. That just shows insecurity, right? You don't have to know it all or pretend to, but at least if you know for certain that you are always bringing your best foot forward and doing the best you can, then that should be enough, and you should just be confident in that. The easiest way to start believing in yourself and having self-worth and confidence, I believe, is to have integrity, right? And what I mean by that is that if you set yourself goals and tasks, then first off, make sure that you break them down so they're achievable, and then make sure you're doing something each and every day to work towards those, okay? When you go to bed knowing that you've accomplished what you set out to do that day, then it gives you a sense of pride and a knowingness that you can get things done, and you know, you can work with yourself and prove to yourself that you're making the steps necessary to be in aligned with the best you. And that just wipes out any doubts or negative beliefs that you might have had about your capabilities or your value. So take care of yourself in every single way. Remember what you're worth always, and be confident that you can have an amazing life and that you're taking steps daily to make that happen. Okay? So here's the question of the day. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Think about it, guys. Leave me your answers in the comment section below. Remember that an amazing life is not a destination, okay? It's created by how you choose to feel in every single moment throughout each day. So choose wisely. If you haven't already, then please feel free. Go pick up your free ebook, Habits of a Queen. Links in the description box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you know who might just need today's message. Once again, I'm Victoria Grant. You're amazing. And until next time, take care.